It contacted you.
Yes. I had to collect water from the river. In order to do that, I had to cross the desert. When I saw it, I couldn't believe something so powerful yet so tempting existed. It called me by my name. I think it was trying to offer me something.
What?
I don't know.
Was this before or after the god of life contacted you?
It was before.
So the god of death contacted you, and then the god of life shortly after?
Yes. I didn't know what to do, so I told the king. Eventually word got around and the villagers thought I was possessed or working for the death god. So they tried to burn me at the stake after my family turned me in.
How did you survive?
Polo was silent.
Light shot down from above. It killed the villagers.
Light like lightning.
It was like something not of this realm.
The god of life, he saved your life. He hasn't used his powers since he casted the demon god back to the underworld. She told us they'd be back. The Dark Lord is returning with his army, and the god above us is preparing for battle with you at the front.
We don't know what I'm used for. We don't even know if it's me or not.
She told us we needed to travel in the direction of Barthian to guide a young man to our destiny, and that he can't make it without us. You told us yourself you can't go on without us.
That doesn't mean I'm the one.
It contacted you. They contacted you. No other man has been contacted by the gods in 1,000 years.
Yes, but if the gods are building an army for another great battle or war, then he would need all of man to join. Not just one. There are other people he probably contacted. He contacted you all.
The oracle contacted us.
What makes you sure she was an oracle?
Sometimes you just know, Polo.
Polo wasn't sure what to make of Markus and Serana's hopeful assumption. He never felt powerful or important. All his life he was just a servant for his family, and being treated less than by those closest to him. He was nothing more than a peasant boy.
Polo!
What?
Polo got lost in his thoughts that he was blind to the world around him. He looked ahead in the distance. They had reached Benjin. Everything was blurry, slow, distorted. Nomir wanted to get up, but he couldn't. He was too weak. He was barely conscious. Slowly, everything became more clear and stable. He was in a dark room.
You're awake.
Nomir turned his head to see where the voice was coming from. It was an older man sitting by the bed Nomir was laying in.
Where am I? Who are you?
I am Faran. You are in our village.
Okay, why am I a prisoner?
You are dying. I don't know what happened, but it seems your body suffered a trauma. A sort of impact. We took you in and healed your injuries.
Why?
You are a guest.
What do you want from me?
Your story. First tell me your name.
Nomir, I'm a Gendlian soldier. I was one of the commanders.
Where is Gendlia?
It's south.
What were you doing in the river?
I was shot with an arrow.
Why? Why?
My soldiers attacked me.
Soldiers? Are there lots in the mountains?
There are armies, probably more.
Why are they here? Why are they here?
The food. It is predicted that there will be a famine around this time. This mountain's vegetation is now a vital area and the kingdoms want it.
So we might be seeing more of your kind.
The food is important. There are thousands of civilians that are starving.
I understand. We don't mind the foods being gathered, as long as there is enough for everyone.
So who are you?
I look over the people.
What people?
My people.
Who are...
Come and look.
Nomir got to his feet and followed the old man outside. It was civilization inside the biggest trees Nomir has ever seen, maybe has ever been. The trees were homes, the branches connecting the other trees around them with civilians using them as bridges, all above the ground. A kingdom not of castles and huts, but a kingdom that lives near the skies.
How did you...
Our people have lived in these mountains since man existed. Man lived here. But over time they went their separate ways, but some continued to stay. When you live in a habitat for so long, you become a part of it. It accepts you. These trees and these mountains have given us gifts of fruits, vegetables, and meat. The trees have extended their branches for us to walk on. They created space inside themselves so we can live inside.
Farron guided Nomir through the giant trees. An older woman was walking by. She got a glimpse of Nomir and stopped. She just stared at Nomir as he was walking by. Others were doing the same. Every one of the tree people staring at Nomir.
Why are they looking at me?
They have never had any contact with anyone outside these trees. You are a mystery for them.
What do you need me for?
We don't need you for anything. You are a guest here.
Okay, well, I need to leave. I need to get back to camp.
You can leave Nomir, but I want you to promise something. You can never tell anyone about our place. Our civilization doesn't want any part of these armies, kingdoms, and monarchies. We just want our people to live in peace. You promised me that. You are able to leave.
I promise.
Very well.
Viola was lying in the cage. He tried to sit up straight, but couldn't due to the chains. He tried maneuvering around, but the pain from his wounds prevented him from doing so.
This is what we get for pursuing peace, I guess.
Rorin was awake. His face was beaten and body broken. Viola didn't have a mirror, but he imagines he couldn't look much worse than his cellmate.
I guess it would have been better to just have a battle. At least we would have died with honor. There is no dishonor in being a prisoner. Lying in your own filth and trapped in a cage like an animal. It's not something young soldiers strive for. When we read about the soldiers that overtook Barthion from the demons, we wanted to grab the nearest sword and learn to fight. They were inspiring. They united the kingdoms of Elero. The kingdoms all fought together to defeat the demon god and his minions. They all drank together. They were friends with each other. They intermarried. And now look, maybe Elero needs his return. They need the Dark Lord to return and try to destroy humanity just so we can stop trying to kill each other. Well, we're against a common enemy now, aren't we, Viola? We were never enemies, Rorin. You know that. We were just soldiers who were born in a different kingdom. But if your king ordered you to kill me and my soldiers, you would do it, wouldn't you? When I was a soldier, I would. But Rorin, as I gotten older, I realized that it's not about the king or what he wants. It's about the kingdom. I will not sacrifice the kingdom for an order, and I know you wouldn't either, which is why you agreed to our deal. That is where people like me and you end up here. I mean, Viola, look, the young patriotic soldier that read and heard non-stop about the brave soldiers that stormed Barthion are conditioned to die for a king's order, and now that soldier is learning that his commander is doing the opposite. We did what we thought was right, but at the end of the day, it was our own fault.
The city was busy. There was a sort of buzz, a stressful energy. Citizens running around the streets with no sense of direction, loud shoutings in the street that couldn't be understood. Guards taking young men away from their mothers and putting a sword in their hands while everyone else just watches.
What is happening?
It must be the war. There hasn't been a war in these kingdoms for thousands of years. They're all panicking.
As the group carried on through the city, they saw hundreds of starving people lying in the middle street, just waiting to die.
Oh my God, they're all starving. They need food.
There's nothing that we can do.
We were just in those mountains. We could go back and get some.
What do you think those soldiers are doing? Why do you think there is a war? There is nothing we can do, Helena.
We were told we had to play our part in saving mankind, but we don't have any ability to feed a few people.
We play our part, Helena. Every person does, even those who are dying in these streets. We all have to make our sacrifices.
Is this what you think too, Polo?
Maybe the reason why these people have to starve is to remind ourselves what we are doing and why we are doing it. We see human suffering and we can't bear it. We have to fight to prevent it. Look around you. Does anyone here care as much as you do? They're all desensitized from it. It's around them so often that it doesn't hurt them. This is hell, and hell is where demons are created.
The group paused. Even though what Polo said was said in metaphor, he thought more deeply about it.
Polo, what did you just say?
I said that hell creates demons, and this is hell. What if all of this, these famines, the wars, everything was just to turn everyone radical?
What?
Think about it. The crops are drying, people are starving, war is happening. We saw what happened in those mountains. The soldiers that tried to kill us, what difference were there between them and the followers of the Dark Lord? Or those soldiers that fought the one-on-one, the bloodlust? It's all turning into chaos. It's all turning into the underworld. Maybe this is his doing.
We need not to dwell on it.
Nomir was walking through the woods. Before he left, Farad gave him directions of which they found him. Polo knew that once he found the river, he can follow it back to where his camp was. As he was making his way through the mountains, he noticed that he wasn't getting tired. He felt energetic, despite almost dying the night before, as if he was given a new body. Nomir made it to the location his body was found. He went to the fallen tree that he crashed into in the river and saw his sword caught in the branches. He picked up his sword and looked at it, almost in fondness. He felt a connection to it. It was his most trusted companion. Never let him down, never betrayed him, always loyal, and will always be loyal to the end. Nomir wished his fellow Gendlians were the same way. The more he thought about them, the more he thought about the betrayal, the ones who tried to murder him. His hands were gripping the handle of his blade harder and harder. Nomir put the sword back in his holster and continued his path back towards the camp.
Lord Tatis, I just got word that the rest of the Benjin army are now in the mountains. They appear to planning on launching a full-on attack.
We expected this would happen.
Tatis was sitting in his now commander's tent with his loyal soldiers as his advisors.
The distance it takes from these mountains to Benjin is a long distance when your whole army is not on horseback. They'll stop, if they haven't already, by a creek. The surrounding kingdoms build their kingdoms on rivers and creeks for drinking water. Camps are no different. We find the nearest creek and follow it until we find the camp. Ravage them, burn their camps, slaughter the rest like we did last time, and then we make our way to Benjin and turn it into dust.
We should wait, my lord. The fact that the rest of the army is here means that word got to them about the attack. They'll be prepared for it. We should wait, my lord. The fact that the rest of the army is here means that word got to them about our previous sneak attack. They'll be...
These Benjins are rats, pests, locusts, mosquitoes, the worst kinds of things. Do we really need to worry about rats preparing for us?
I think it's best we don't underestimate our enemies.
We are not underestimating our enemies, and that is the end of it. We send 100 soldiers tonight. Get in, sneak attack the camps, and get out.
Where is the king?
He's in his chambers. He doesn't want to be bothered.
This is urgent.
What is it?
No time, Nat. He needs to be informed about this.
The king ordered me to not let anyone bother him. Tell me what it is, so I know it is worth bothering him for.
We got word that the Benjins are launching a full attack in the mountains. I guess our army attacked a Benjin camp, and this is payback.
This is confirmed?
Yes, of course, Nat.
I'll alert the king at once.
Nat and his fellow advisor opened the door to the king's chambers. He was just standing in front of the door, almost like he was expecting them to enter.
My king, I apologize for bothering you, but we have received dire news. The Benjin army is planning to launch a full-scale attack in the mountains.
The king just stood still.
My king, what do we do?
We attack. We counter and we attack.
My king, we don't have the manpower. The Benjin army is much larger than ours.
Our army is more powerful than we can ever imagine. I am more powerful than we can ever imagine.
But my king, we should really consider.
I just gave an order.
I know, but it is my duty to best advise you.
The best advice is to do what I say. Is that understood?
Yes, my king, my deepest apologies.
The advisor walked away with Nat exiting the king's chambers.
Wait.
They turned around.
Did I say you can leave?
No, my king.
You have defied me once again.
My king, please accept my deepest apologies.
Not good enough. On your knees.
The advisor kneeled down shamefully.
My king, I'll never dishonor you again.
Nat, you have known this man for a while, have you?
Yes, my king. We were advisors for many years, for many kings before you.
So you would consider him your friend?
I would.
Nat, you are a loyal advisor of mine. As a matter of fact, your loyalty to me is stronger than your friendship with anybody, right?
Right.
Mosan turned his back from Nat and sat down on his throne.
Nat, servant of Mosan, cut your friend's head off.
My king, no, I apologize. I'll leave. I'll become a prisoner, a peasant. Please let me redeem myself.
The man started crying, begging the king for mercy. But Mosan couldn't care less. He stared at Nat, his eyes not even blinking during the entire meeting.
Are you as loyal as you say you are, Nat? Are you defying an order?
Nat raised his sword in the air and screamed as he struck down his friend. His head rolled towards Nat's feet, with his friend's dead eyes staring up at him.
No one shall defy the king.
Nat was shaken, disturbed by what he had just done, but most of all he was scared. Fear ran through his body like electricity. He looked at King Mosan on his throne, who was sitting gleefully.
Is that all, my king?
No. Send a messenger back to camp. No food will be sent here from the mountains to the villagers. Tell the guards to block the creek, and if any of the civilians protest, the guards are ordered to strike and kill at once.
Yes, my king.
That is all. Leave me at once.
We need to find some food.
Well, good luck finding it here. We might as well be eating rocks.
We also need to find a place to stay. It is too dangerous to sleep outside here.
There were screams on the street nearby. All of a sudden, the crowd dispersed, sprinting away. Polo moved closer and saw member of the army kidnapping any man for the war. They were chasing down young men and capturing them. One of the soldiers made eye contact with Polo. This wasn't just any soldier. It was one of the soldiers he shot in the mountains. He was alive. Polo realized what he had just done. He immediately turned around, sprinted in the opposite direction. The soldier began shouting orders and pointing his finger in Polo's direction.
Polo, what are you doing?
We need to leave, now!
The four began sprinting alongside the crowd of people. It was chaos, people falling to the ground and being trampled, others pushing others away or even towards the soldiers who were gathering the young men.
In here.
Polo led the group in a back alley, away from the stampede of people.
What's going on?
The man. One of the men that attacked Helena. The one that I shot the other day. He's here. He's alive. He saw me.
How? You shot him with your arrows?
I don't know. But we should keep moving. We can't let him find us.
Polo, Helena, Serana and Markus continued their way down the alley into the other end of the village. The same mayhem that was taking place in the previous location was now taking place in the whole city. As the four tried to weave their way through the crowd, they were cut off by a guard on horseback.
Hey, there's two prime-aged men right here.
And a couple young women too. Before any of them could do anything, they were taken away by the men. They tried to resist, but the soldiers were too strong. Markus was cursing at the men, Serana kicking her legs, and Helena sobbing, accepting her fate. Polo wasn't so much concerned about himself or Markus, even though they are forced to go to war. His fate was not yet decided, but for Helena and Serana, their fate has been decided as nothing more than an object to satisfy Benjin soldiers whether they like it or not. For their own sake, Polo could not accept this. He cannot let them be taken away. He looked in the sky in hopes that his trusted God will shoot some beam of light or anything. But there was nothing. They were being dragged away into hell. Then Polo fell to the ground. He wasn't being dragged any more. The guard that was dragging him had an arrow in his heart, as well as the other guards. They looked around to see what happened. There were archers on one of the buildings. They were in black cloaks. Polo ran towards the hut, but the mysterious archers quickly disappeared. Nomir was recognizing the woods around him. He knew he was getting closer to the camp. He started to walk more slowly, and with more stealth, he was focused. His eyes were sharp. His mind was clear. There was noise. He recognized it. It was Gendlians. Nomir quietly followed the voices and peeked his head through the bushes. 3 men were talking amongst themselves.
When is the raid happening?
When the sun goes down, they're going to sneak attack the army, but with only 100 men.
I think they're just sabotaging their equipment and stealth killing some of the archers.
We should use Rorin and Viola as a deal.
What do you mean?
Just tell the Benjin king that if they retreat from the mountains completely, we'll give them Viola and Rorin.
Why would they take Viola?
He's a traitor.
I enjoy watching Viola rotting in his cage. He never deserves to be free nowhere.
A better question is, what are we going to do with all this extra food now that the king gave orders to stop serving the civilians and closed off the creek?
Not giving it to Viola, that's for sure. He can starve with the rest of the peasants.
Maybe we could...
A blade was pushed through the chest of the Gendlian. Before the other 2 could react, Nomir quickly disarmed both men, killing one and severely injuring the other. Nomir was never faster and more graceful in his life. He felt almost like an immortal. He walked up the injured Gendlian, placed the tip of his blade to his throat.
Look at me. Where is Tatis?
Viola and Rorin were sleeping in their cage. They were awakened by a noise. The guards entered the cage and unchained the 2 men and hoisted them to their feet. Rorin and Viola were so weak they had to be helped by the guards into Tatis's tent.
This is a nice tent, Viola. I can see why you spent so much time in here.
What do you want?
That's a good question. I mean, what could be so important that I have to drag you 2 rats in my presence? I mean, why would I bring such a horrible stench in such a nice tent?
Enough with the games. I don't know what your name is, but if you want to kill us, just do it already. But I don't think you have what it takes, young man.
I defeated you in battle, Rorin. I'd say I got more than you. And as much as I would love to send both your heads to Benjin, I just got word that King Mosan has heard about you to have done and would like to see you brought forth in front of him, which is why I have you brought forth to me. You'll be guided back to our king. I'm sure he'll love seeing you 2 at his feet.
The dawn had fallen on the city of Benjin. Even though the raids have stopped for the moment, Polo, Helena, Serana and Markus were hiding in another back alley.
How did that man survive? I saw you put at least 2 arrows in him.
The strangest part is that he didn't even look injured.
Are you sure it was the same man?
Yes, it was the same man.
How do you know?
It was him.
But how do you know it was him?
It's like what you said. Sometimes you just know.
Footsteps were coming towards their direction. Polo pulled out his bow, while the siblings pulled out their daggers. Through the darkness of the alley emerged a mysterious man in a cloak. It was one of the archers that saved them from being kidnapped.
You?
Yes, it is me. And you are Polo. Hello, Polo. It is great to finally meet you.
Who are you?
I'll tell you everything. Follow me.